What's up, guys?
What's up? What's going on? It is the Monday, July 8th edition of
It is the Monday.
Sports Tonight. Monday, July 8th edition of Sports Tonight, okay?
Lee Smith, Emily Gagnon. We don't do this very often together, so hi.
Hi.
We were talking about dragons earlier because I am not like a huge like
House of the Dragon.
that or the other one.
Yeah. Game of
Lee
Thrones.
is. Lee's been on vacation. He's done a ton of things.
Yeah.
He looks like he's gotten some sun.
A little bit. A whole
San
lot
Diego
of vitamin
sun?
D in my world.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah?
Key West, like
Oh.
3 weeks ago.
Got
and
some
then
Florida
now,
sun.
And now went
So
on the other
east
coast.
to west, yeah.
We went the east coast to the left coast, and yeah.
So which coast was better?
Ah, goodness. You know, they're both different. I like them both a lot. But I will say San Diego wasn't nearly as humid. So there's that.
Okay. Did you have oysters in both areas?
No oysters in San Diego. Actually, not a whole lot of seafood, which
That's
is
surprising.
strange.
Okay.
But that's all right. It's okay.
We're easing our way into this Monday, guys. Let's get to sports. Caleb Wiley, the Atlanta United player, defender, named to the U.S. men's team
Yep.
for the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. That's pretty cool for the 19-year-old. Could you imagine being 19 and heading to
I
Paris
honestly can't.
to represent your country?
I can't.
That's probably the coolest. Also, big news associated with his name also today. Multiple sources saying that he is headed overseas, not just for the Olympics, but to stay and to play for Chelsea.
Yeah, kind of crazy news. So he had his media availability today around probably noon and didn't say anything about the transfer. And then we got news probably about, 6:30? So we probably got news about 3:30 or 4 o'clock maybe that he was going to get transferred to Chelsea. So that makes 5? It seems like 5 or 6 transfers or sales of current Atlanta United players to other teams. Saturday, Thiago Almada was he was transferred to who? Where in Brazil?
Oh, like part of the Eagle. I'm not well versed in.
Yeah. So I think it was their series. I think he was the top Brazil league. A team in the top Brazilian league.
And then obviously Gigi. So three
Yeah,
of
Gigi,
their, I guess three.
Three of their top.
Maybe their top 3 players are now gone, which leaves them with a ton of money to spend. Basically, Lee, they're rebuilding. I mean,
Yeah.
we might as well call it what it is.
Yeah.
Next season, they'll more than likely. I mean, I can't imagine, and this is no knock to Rob Valentino, but I can't imagine him being brought on as the main manager. You know, he's interim right now, and I'm not saying that he'll leave the
It's a
club.
tough spot to put him in. For
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, you've got no players, but I mean, so here's the deal: they've let go of all they've transferred out all the best guys. They're going to have a new manager. They're going to bring in a whole boatload of new players and start new. I mean, that's what's going to happen. And it seems like in soccer you can build a roster fairly fast versus like any other league.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like basketball.
If you can send all these
basketball's the
guys out
easiest.
that fast.
I feel like basketball is probably the easiest to do that because there's only 5 players on the court.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not as flexible in basketball as it seems to be in soccer with the transfer window and all that stuff.
Bend it like Beckham flexible.
Yeah, that
okay.
kind of flexibility is good.
Is that right?
We did hear from Wiley earlier today, since Lee and I are just full of jokes. Let's hear from him. Let's hear his thoughts.
So when do you leave?
After tomorrow's match.
Do you go from here to New York to Paris, or where do you go?
Straight to Paris. Yeah.
It's got to be kind of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a long flight. But I'll get lots of sleep.
So what comes with the invitation to the Olympic team? Was it an email? Do you get a big package in the mail? What do you get?
A nice call from Marco, the coach. He called me the other day, just congratulating me, which was nice. But yeah, it was a call from him, and and yeah.
And a question I didn't ask you the other day: what does it mean to represent your country?
Yeah.
What does it mean personally to you?
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, it's a huge honor anytime that I can put on that jersey to represent my country. Obviously, at the biggest stage, it means a lot more. And to know that I'm representing so much more than just my country, but also my family back home, the city of Atlanta. So it means so much, and I'm excited for it all.
Yeah.
Is there something particularly exciting about the Olympics that you're looking forward to? Because it's kind of a different soccer experience.
Yeah. To be honest, not really. I think it's just the overall experience, just within, just between all the games and maybe seeing different athletes, and just being in Paris. I think it's going to be a cool time for us. And so I really can't really pinpoint one thing, but I think it's just an overall.
I was going to ask, I don't know if you know the answer to this question, but will you be in the Olympic Village, kind of participating with all of the track and field people, all that stuff?
We'll be outside of the village, just due to all the rules that you have to go by to be in the village, but we'll be outside of the village.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've kind of known for a while that this was a pretty strong possibility, but how did it feel when you finally got the official call?
Little bit of a relief to know that I'm going, but just an honor, to be honest. Like I said, it means so much to represent my country, and to go to the Olympics, it's a dream. I remember when I was younger, I could think of watching the opening ceremonies and seeing all these athletes from different countries representing their countries. So for me to go do that, it means a lot. So
Who was your first call to? After you got that call?
my first call, I didn't call them, but I told my parents. Yeah, they were super excited. Yeah.
Why was it a sense of relief, you said?
I think just because, the amount of quality that there is in the U.S., especially in my position, there's a lot out there. And so everyone's competing for this spot to go to the Olympics. I was going, fortunately, I went to a lot of the camps, but to me that didn't mean anything. At the end of the day, it's the coach's decision. So I had to work extremely hard, and when I finally got that call, it felt good. So,
What's it been like, kind of watching the men's team throughout Copa and kind of everything that's been going on outside of the actual games?
yeah, it sucks to see that they're now out of the Copa America, but we went to the game here. It's nice to see some of the guys that I know, to kind of catch up with them while they were here training. So.
What's your relationship like with John Tolkien? You guys are in the same position, battling for time, but you can also play on the field together.
Yeah. No, we have a super strong connection. John Tolkien, he's a great guy, great leader, great guy to be on the field with. We may be competing for the same spot, but we're always, helping each other. He's always helping me. We'll use each other in the best ways that we can. So,
In a tournament like this, what are the most important things going into it for the team to have success and get out of the group?
I think the first one that's huge is the belief. I think our opening game is against France, and they're probably one of the top contenders. So it's going to be a tough game, but I think just to have that belief that we're also a very good team and we can also compete with anyone out there. So yeah.
Caleb, with the recent performance of the U.S. team, and you got the World Cup in 2 years, as a country, how important is this performance just to kind of put the U.S. back on the map and can be competitive?
Yeah, very important. I think collectively as a team, there's so many goals that we have for us, but we want to win a medal. That's kind of a goal that I have set for myself, and then I think as a team we've set collectively. So I think, we'll go out there and we'll show to the world that, we're capable of playing with anyone. Yeah.
There are a couple of Atlanta area natives going into the Olympics, soccer as well. I mean, Walker Zimmerman will go, and Emily Sonnet on the women's side. Do you know them? How well do you know both of them? And how cool is that to have, someone who you're familiar with, at least from the area, to be in Paris with you while you're there?
Yeah, no, it's super cool to have some other Georgia natives to go to the Olympics. I mean, I know Walker a little bit. I've been to a couple camps with him now. Great guy. But like I said, it's super cool to know that it's not just me, coming from Georgia to represent their country. But I'm sure the whole state of Georgia is proud, and the whole city of Atlanta is proud too.
Have you been to France before? Anywhere like Paris or Strasbourg?
I haven't been to Paris before. Went to France for a few days. We had a camp there, but it was only a short amount of time. Yeah, that's all.
I'm good friends with Noah. He seemed like he was pretty hyped when you got in. What was the kind of the reaction from the family and the friends back home?
Yeah, like I said, parents were super excited. I didn't see them when I told them, but I texted them just by all the exclamation marks and the uses of words. They seemed to be very proud, and same with my teammates, just congratulating me. So I know they're super excited for me.
You mentioned watching the Olympics, the kind of opening ceremonies and stuff like that as a kid. Is there anything else on your bucket list that you're kind of like, that's what I'm really looking forward to?
I think the biggest one is winning a medal, but also I think just getting on the field, and just showing everyone what I have. Like I said, it's going to be a challenge out there, but playing at the biggest stage is what we all dream of, and I'm ready to face that. So.
Going to the Olympics, the whole experience is unique in the sports world. You don't come across anything like this in any other competition. How are you going to try to find a balance between focusing on the job you're there to do and soaking up just the atmosphere and the culture and all the things that make it unique?
Yeah. I think it's important to balance both parts of what you said. I think creating as many memories as you can, having fun, enjoying it, but then also being locked in, being ready to go. And so I think it's going there to experience both parts and to be balanced. And so I'm going to make sure that I stay present in every second of it, and to enjoy every second of it. I'm always getting. Dax and Brad will always talk to me about their experience and tell me how fun it was for them. So I'm looking to do the same thing.
And like photo diary, video diaries, what is your plan to try to remember this?
Oh yeah, there's gonna be lots of photos taken. Lots of photos, videos, all of it. Yeah.
You got a phone charger, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen the opening ceremony outfits?
I have. I
Think?
saw
Any
them.
thoughts?
Big fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people weren't fans of it, but I dig them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Do you get one even if you're not walking? Do you get the?
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
How much has your journey from here, starting at U12s, how much has it helped you get to this moment?
I always like to give credit to the ones that have helped me get here, especially the coaches. A big one is Matt Lowry and Rob. I've talked about it before, but those two have definitely made the transition a lot easier. And especially when I get up to here, they just make me feel so comfortable and free to play. So it's been a very enjoyable journey, very tough, very hardworking journey, but those are the ones that kind of have made it easier, along with my family and friends that have always supported me. Yeah.
Could this be the last time we speak to you?
I can't really. I don't know really to say that, but we'll see. Yeah.
Might be next for him, but that is kind of indicative of exactly what's happening. And again, if you didn't hear it on the front end, sources reporting that he is headed to Chelsea, no longer with Atlanta United, but the team has not confirmed that.
Yep. So number 2 tonight, Braves.
Braves.
Looking pretty good this weekend against the Phillies.
Yeah, they took 2 of 3 from the NL East leading Phillies, but I should also say the NL leading because they lead all of baseball. So
Yeah, I was going to say, the MLB leading.
I
yes.
am not incorrect in saying that.
NL
so,
East and MLB.
Yeah, so they lead the entire
Everybody.
thing, and they also lead the division.
The entire thing.
So, but yeah, the Braves kind of needed to win that. They needed to. Even though it's still early, we're not even halfway through yet, but we will. We're about to get halfway through. They need to start winning, Lee.
They do. And
What,
if
they're
they
9 or 8 games back?
well, and if they don't give up a ton of home runs on Friday night, then obviously they win that game and they sweep the series. But Saturday and Sunday they combined to give up one run.
One. Yep.
That's
Did you
pretty
look it
good
up?
pitching. So
I'll do it.
yeah. So let's see what. Yeah, Schwellenbach, Spencer Schwellenbach on
They're
Saturday.
8 games back.
They're 8 games back, but Schwellenbach
Yeah.
on Saturday gave up 1 run. I mean, if you can give up 1 run from your 4th or 5th starter, you got a pretty good little lineup right there.
I mean, listen when he came.
He's kind of he had a little rough intro.
He's coming on.
He had a
He's
rough
coming
intro,
on.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. His introduction to the majors was not as smooth as he probably wanted, but being able to have games like that on the back end, like a month in or so, like, yes, we like to see that. 3 Braves reserved for the All-Star game. That's something we haven't talked about yet. 2 pitchers. And then, of course, Marcell Ozuna, but you got Chris Sale and Reynaldo Lopez.
Well, and Lopez on yesterday actually shut out. Shut him out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, listen, these guys are doing their job.
Chris Sale.
Chris Sale has been phenomenal.
If Chris Sale is your number 1, or Max Fried, if Max Fried just shows up and he dominates like he did a couple years ago when they went to the World Series, and Chris Sale shows up, and you've got Lopez at 3, Schwellenbach at 4, and then anybody else, anyone else at 5, they can just fill in and be like serviceable. You got a pretty good little pitching lineup right there. And that's something the Braves haven't really had in a long time.
They're still figuring it out, right?
They are.
It's unfortunate the amount of injuries they've had this season because I feel like that makes
Well, their offense
all
finally
the
showed up too,
difference.
and that's
yeah. But tonight, 9:40 first pitch in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. 4 games set there. They're on the West Coast for 7 games. Who did they see after the Diamondbacks? I'm putting you on the spot here because I did not look.
San Diego Padres.
That's a
So-
that's a tough week on the West Coast.
No, it is, and it's always tough going west, regardless of who you play. But Diamondbacks coming off the World Series last year, not as good this year so far, but they still got players. They've got most of the same team from last year, so they can turn it on. Padres, they've got a stacked lineup too. I mean, so
Yeah. All right. The Atlanta Dream.
sorry.
They've lost 4 in a row. They've lost 7 of their last 8 because they entered yesterday's game having lost 6 of their last 7, I believe. Or was it Saturday? That was yesterday at 1 p.m. They played.
Well, they beat the Liberty sometime last week.
I'm not sure what day that was. They all run together late.
They do run together.
But listen, they were at Connecticut yesterday, one of the
Yeah.
best teams in the WNBA, and they got beat. I think the final score was
80 to
67.
67. Yep.
Okay. They lost Ryan Howard. They are playing like a very young team right now, and Tanisha Wright seems like in her press conferences, she just wants little things at this point being done, and the little things will equate to big things.
Yeah.
But what, they're 7-13, I believe, on the season.
7-13, yep.
They're at Chicago Wednesday. They have a few days off, but they're still on the road. I keep saying like they have a tough schedule, but like the WNBA
They
is
do,
just
but everyone
really,
does,
yeah,
though.
like that's just what it is. But they beat the Aces here.
They beat
right?
the Aces on a Friday night game here. Yep.
Because you were there.
Yep.
And then you said they beat the best team.
They beat the Liberty.
And so.
But then after that, it's just they don't follow. They can't stack wins. They don't follow up it. They don't follow up really good performances with W's. So.
Also, they come out pretty strong, and this was their problem last year, is they have pretty good first halves, and the second half, they just fall apart, give up big baskets. I mean, it's the story of two halves for sure.
So Alicia Gray last night had 19 points,
Yep.
and she's pretty much been the season leader
She was
offensively.
voted an all-star, I think,
She
right?
was. She's their only all-star.
Yeah.
So she's balling out. Tina Charles is also balling.
I still
not,
don't
not
know
quite
how
to her
she-
best level, but she is.
But I still don't know how
She's still-
she didn't play last year, and that she was contemplating retirement because no teams called
Hey,
her.
'cause
I'm like, the
she's
way
still-
she's played this year, I don't know how that happened. Like how
I
all
know.
these teams passed up on her.
I don't get it, but she's performing at a high level still. Not quite all-star, but she had 13 points last night. Only 3 rebounds. She usually gets more rebounds than that, but
Nia
still.
Coffey had
she's-
a pretty good game too.
Yeah.
I think 13.
Yep, Nia Coffey had 11. Yep.
Oh, 11. Yeah.
Still, I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for sure. But let's hear from Tanisha Wright after yesterday's loss. Like I said, they don't play again until Wednesday, but they did lose 80-67
yep.
on the road at the Sun.
Start with nation, and then we'll move. Yeah, when playing a team like Connecticut, you damn near have to do everything perfect. I thought we fought hard, we played hard, especially in the first half. Didn't take care of business on the board, and they were able to separate. But again, thought the team played really hard, fought hard. So proud of that effort. And we just got to keep taking that mindset, that toughness with us. Go ahead.
Coach, you mentioned it. I mean, if you look at it, we had only 10 turnovers, which was a big improvement, and then shot over 40%. What do you tell a team that who still fought in a game like this and play like this with all the things going on about keeping the head up and going forward?
Yeah, it's just understanding that things will turn for us. We got to keep playing with this mindset, with this toughness. We're playing. We held Connecticut to 34 points and a half. So, defensively, we were solid. And we just got to keep playing tough. We got to keep having that mindset that we're not going to be outworked and things will change for us. We just got to believe that. We got to trust that. And we got to keep playing hard.
And my question to LA, you came out with that mentality. You came out and played hard and put some good minutes out there. 6 points, 8 rebounds. What were you thinking about when you got out there on the floor to keep fighting that back? Your team was down 20, you got it down to 13 to keep the fight going.
I think that's just the identity of our team. We just keep fighting. We put our heads down no matter what the score is, and we just keep fighting.
Go ahead, Ernest.
Coach, you've mentioned in the past about doing the little things and getting the little things right. From your perspective, are you seeing an improvement in the little things?
Overall, I think overall, yes, I'm seeing an improvement. Today, we would have liked to be better on the boards in terms of not allowing them so many second chance points. But I think overall, from when we started talking about improving on the little things, I think we're doing that. So I'm proud of that. And we got to keep in that trajectory. Anything else, Dennis? Checking with Nia. Go ahead.
Break will help them a little bit.
Yeah,
And-
hopefully
and-
so. Tough time for them, but
I'm still
one
waiting
person.
to hear an update on Ryan Howard.
Yeah, we haven't got one yet.
It's like, when they say like no news is good news, I don't know if I believe that in this case.
Yeah, and
I hate it for her. I absolutely hate it for her. Also because she is scheduled to play in the Olympics. And if she's injured and that's taken away from her, that's just awful. I mean, it happens to so many athletes, but like, in 4 years from now, like, you don't know if
you have no idea what's going to be happening.
Right. Just like today when I was telling you about Caleb Wiley, he's only the second player on Atlanta United's roster to go to participate in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And that sounds wild to you because of the amount of good players that have come through that club.
Right.
Ezequiel Barco is the only other. So that just shows you it's really a time thing. It has nothing to do with how good you are in the moment. Can you be that good every 4 years to keep going back? That's the thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, on to someone who has had a lot of success, Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs.
We love it.
Coach Smart was named to the Dodd preseason watch list for best coach. So,
I feel like he's on that watch list every year.
I mean, come on. I feel like that's like a slam dunk. He should obviously be on.
Yeah. They're going to finish in the top 10 again.
Let's see. Lincoln Riley, Steve Sarkisian, Dabo Swinney, Kyle Whittingham, Mike Gundy, Josh Heupel, Brian Kelly, Lane Kiffin, Mario Cristobal, Ryan Day.
I mean, all the top of the top. The cream of the crop.
Eli Drinkowitz from Missouri, James Franklin.
He had a heck of a season last year.
Might be another good season for the Dogs, but
it will be.
But Kirby is.
But that schedule's a little tougher.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. They have it. I'm telling you, being in the SEC this year, I don't know if I'd want any of that.
You don't want any of that?
I don't know if I'd want any of the SEC this year. Adding Texas and Oklahoma, and then you got to go play at least one of them away. I mean, that's not easy.
But I mean, it's not supposed to be. That's why whenever you play, you get to
I know,
the playoffs. It's almost easier.
Well, all I'm saying, it's not in the Big Ten world where you have 2 hard games a year. You're gonna have somebody's best shot every week, and guess what? Those other 6 or 8 hard games are gonna probably
now with the
take you down.
12-team playoff, I mean,
yeah,
everybody's getting in. So you can have. I mean, you can have 2 losses and get in, right?
No, yeah, you can. Certainly can.
So this is a different ballgame now. Before you could not even have 1 loss, and if you
Right.
did, you're going to be number 4.
Right. Well,
So these things change.
all right. Well, we got a little bit of time. What is on your mind?
Jose Alvarado repping Puerto Rico in the Olympics. I love it.
Ooh.
Former Yellow Jacket. He led Puerto Rico last night against Lithuania in the title game for qualifying for the Olympics. I mean, literally, Puerto Rico is the last team to make it in. Not only that, but they haven't been in 20 years.
20 years.
20 years. An Olympic drought. And now Jose has helped them. And we used to watch him play right here. The modern day miracle.
Well,
with Pastner.
For me, it's Marcell Ozuna being elected to the home run derby.
Yep.
No Braves ever won it. Maybe he could be the first.
Let's do it to it.
I don't
Have
know.
a good night, guys.
See ya.